T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. I finally broke down and I bought Sludge and Snarl on site. After getting these two deluxe figures, I was like, yeah, kinda iffy. But they started to grow on me after a while. Then after I got these two, I was iffy about them, but they grew on me as well. So I liked them more than I initially liked them. As you can see right here, they may look all different heights and whatnot, but I stood them all face to face before doing this video, and they all look at each other eye to eye. It doesn't look like it right now, but somehow when I put them face to face, they all look eye to eye. Like it kind of looks like Snarl is the tallest, with Swoop being the second tallest, but they all are eye to eye. Sludge and Slag were the first two Dinobots besides Grimlock on TV, and these two come with the guns, and they are the most reverse engineered from each other. In fact, their legs are the exact same. Their Dinobot legs are different. Their crotches are the same, but the upper body tooling and whatnot is different. Their arms are similar, but the forearms are different. And they're differently painted. And of course, all their dinosaur parts are different. These two are completely new molds, or completely original molds that don't have anything to do with them. And of course, Slash is an original character that's supposed to be a female. You can see the product shots right there, or you can barely see it because the light is flashing on that right there. But there it is. On the back of the packaging, it proclaims that Sludge is the Decepticon stomping Dinobot, and Snarl is a combat-hungry Dinobot. Amazingly, they're teamed up with the same Prime Master, Onyx. Snarl harnesses brute force to challenge any opponent, and Sludge actually destroys a Decepticon spark before it can get to heaven. Basically, that's what that means. We're going to start with Sludge here. He has the wings that everybody wished that this guy had. Even though he's reverse engineered from this guy, he actually has wings. But as we can see here, his little combiner joint right there is in the front, and his is actually on the back. So it's like their bodies are they're really reversed. He looks good. He looks G1. I mean, all of these guys look, compared to the other Transformers that have been released in this line, they look really, really, really plain and dull. They went out of their way to give them some G1 toy aesthetics, like giving them transparent plastic parts and whatnot and transparent heads for the dinosaur modes, but they look really plain. That's the one thing that's probably, or the main thing that's lacking with these dudes. I want to make sure that you can see his head while I'm talking about it. It's filled in the back, basically, besides the fact that it's on a mushroom peg, and it just swivels. It can't look up, like I said, mushroom peg. Arms go out like that. Plastic feels really thin. Elbow bends that much, and it bends backwards, actually. The wrist goes up and down. The waist joint moves right here at the center of the crotch. Ball jointed hips that don't go all the way out. Kicks all the way forward. Kicks all the way back. Knees bend here. And then stop. No toe. So, very, very basic. His prime armor can fit on his chest just by porting it into that exposed hole right there in the center of his chest that's there at all times. And of course, this pops off very easy, I might add, and become a secondary gun for him. Snarl. Snarl is a little bit more interesting looking than Slug and Sludge. So, that's good for him. But he has a few issues. Like one, this panel right here doesn't click into place anywhere. So when you're articulating his neck, which is on a ball joint, unlike Sludge, you can look up that much. This panel will keep moving, and that is frustrating. This right here, that rack gets in the way of certain articulation. And let's move the prime armor All of them have identical prime armor except Snarl has this right here. And if I say their names wrong, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to keep correcting myself, and I'm not going to kill myself putting the text up that I messed up on. His arms are hollow. They're very reminiscent of Slash, but her arms feel more solid. Amazingly. That's the most ugliest thing about this figure. That is just really cheap. I don't like it. Then that goes right into this hollowness right here, where his hand rotates for transformation. Well, that's unfortunate. These right here don't stay clicked into place, and these will get in the way and open. So, yeah. One thing that's good about him, unlike all the other figures, no, I'll take that back. Swoop has the same feature. He actually has crotch rotation or waist rotation at the waist and not the crotch. So that's positive. And this is actually transparent plastic right there where his Autobot symbol is. That's an actual cool touch. And while we're here, here's his face. I like that mold. It's filled in all the way. I really like that. But, so you can see his details up close. It's really cool. Articulation. Shoulders go out to here. Bump into that. Hey, of course they can do that. Like they're going to go in there and bump there. Bicep swivel on a mushroom peg. Doesn't give me good feelings. And that mushroom peg is transparent plastic. Ugh. That. Wrist come in. Shoulder waist. Hips go out like that on the ball joint. Can kick all the way forward. All the way back. Thigh rotation. Knee bends 90 degrees. No toe. Same ugly prime armor gimmick with the hole that's been there the whole entire time. So there, that comes out, becomes a gun. Yay. Since I'm on Snarl, let's get to his transformation first. So, pull this weapon out of his hand. The weapon has a peg right there. You can do things like peg it onto his arm and whatnot. And probably somewhere else, but whatever. Put the wrist inside of the forearms. Move this back like that. Rotate the head in. Rotate this joint up like that. You can go ahead and bend this. And now shut this right here. It's hard plastic with a pliable plastic in the middle. Shut that down. You can move these spikes up. The legs. Rotate this out like that. Rotate that out. Go ahead and flip this. The knees are on a double jointed hinge, which is really mostly just for transformation. Shut that. You can get that into place right there. Go ahead and this is kind of difficult because you got to like overlap this stuff while pegging it together. Oh yeah, while you're squeezing that, you're supposed to shove this little peg up into this groove right there. It's like a lot of stuff you have to do at the same time. Go ahead and lift this dinosaur head up. And we can rotate the arms around like this. And one thing I noticed with him is, like I said, this stuff doesn't stay pegged tight as I would like. And there we go. I was saying if he could, yeah, he could still twist his body. So that's a point of articulation. But here he is. And I believe this is a Stegosaurus mode. The tail is permanently hunched down like that. I mean, you could pop it out. The feet look like that. There's no like elbow or knee joint right there. It just swivels. It doesn't hinge out. he doesn't have an opening mouth. He's the only one of these guys that doesn't have an opening mouth. But you have all the arm articulation in this leg now. So there he is in that mode. Of course, you can store the guns on the leg. I have a feeling that this is for some reason. You could put Prime Masters on these two pegs right there. But I don't know if you can put this up there somewhere. But there you go, that. Sludge. Pull that off. Take this out of his hand. Take this gun out of his hand. Go ahead and rotate this arm up. And we could rotate the whole forearm. Lift this up. Push that up. Bring this over his head. And it like kind of snaps around the neck. Shut that. Rotate this head. Get these arms out the way for now. Rotate this. Go ahead and bring the legs around this way, which will lift the heel spur up. Bring the legs up around that way. Go ahead and lift this up and get that out of the way. Lift this up, get it out of the way. Squeeze this together and kind of shut this. Oh, I forgot to rotate this. If this heel spur stays in the way, you won't be able to transform them, basically. It's kind of hard to keep that shut anyway. Well, let's keep the legs up like that. Now rotate this way. Rotate this way. Put the tail together, come on. And then snap it up. It doesn't peg into place. Get these legs out the way. And now we can shut this together. And they peg up under the feet. You can bring the dinosaur legs down. Bring this back. And bend the knees. And now here he is in his dino mode. Don't even get me to lie. And I thought he was called a brontosaurus. But I keep hearing that that's not the case anymore. He has ports here, ports in the leg. You could port this in his neck. It's very difficult to do. I'm not going to sit here and struggle with that. Or you could port it in his legs, or put it into that little slot. Or you can actually port it into his back. That's what I was doing before I remembered that you could port it in the neck. But his is cool. It's almost like he has a seat on his back for the Prime Master. So that's awesome. He has just this regular joint right there that spins around. The ball jointed arm joints right there. The neck can rotate. And the mouth can actually open a tiny, tiny bit. And he has that transparent plastic. He has that transparent plastic on the gold plastic or gold painted plastic. So let's see if this is actually gold plastic in there. Let's see how well this holds up in a few years. But it's decent. It looks like the G1 toy, which I don't have. Here's a group shot with the Deluxe Dinobots. And they're alright. They're very, very G1. That's the flaw with, I think that's the flaw with this line. They went super G1 with this line. Like, I like the toys actually looking G1, but I don't like the engineering to be as G1 as G1. So, I mean, it's posability wise, they way outclassed G1 really, but it's something a little bit too simplistic. I can't explain it. Now with Masterpiece, I like that, but and I wanted that with Classics and Generations, but now that I have it, it's like It's too G1 for some reason. I wish these were Voyager class figures. At least Voyager class figures. If they can't be Leader class figures, at least nothing under Voyager class. I just think all of them should have been Voyager class figures. And if they wanted to make them a combiner, Grimlock should have been a Leader class. But, I don't really want the combiner gimmick for the Dinobots, so I don't really care about it. It's cool that they gave it to us, but meh. Limb mode transformations. For this dude, all you have to do is just move that out the way, lift this up. Like that. You have access to his combiner joint, bring that up. And we could rotate this up this way, bend the elbow, and peg it to this peg right there on his side. Now we can get these legs into place and rotate this head like that. Now he is ready to be a leg. You put the prime armor from a Voyager class figure right there into that, and now he can be a foot. To become an arm, basically you just bend it this much. Start separating things. Get the arms out of the way because they're going to be in the way. Undo this panel. Make sure you rotate that out. Rotate the arms this way. Arms. Rotate the legs this way. And now try to shut things again. Just with making sure that that port is there, because that's where you need to put the prime armor that he came with. You can go ahead and put these arms back where they were. And I believe we're supposed to push that out like that. So it can be like a shoulder blade. Anywho, rotate this and acquire his prime armor. Make it into a hand. And now he's a hand. This kind of sinks in. But here you are with that. It has a double jointed elbow and all that goodness. Snarl, to get him into a leg mode, rotate the arms like this. Pull this back, and then rotate the dinosaur head like this. Bring up this combiner joint, and then bring up the tail. You can put the foot into there, you're good to go. For arm mode, you basically leave this upper half the same, but we need to like half transform the legs. Detach that. Rotate this like this. Bring the tail back around. Connect everything back together. Grab his prime armor. And now he is an arm. Same double jointed joints right there, but the legs might be in the way. But I'm doing it wrong because you're actually supposed to push the legs this way, so you do have to move that. So the main thing you change is the lower half and not the upper half. It's a good, decent arm. All of these make good, decent limbs except for Swoop, because he is very flimsy and thin. So these make big, thick, muscular arms. But, oh boy, wait till we get Grimlock. It's going to be a mess. You've probably already seen reviews if you're watching this. But anywho. I'm not looking forward to the combine mode because it looks a mess. But individually, these are all good figures. They're all decent. They do what they're supposed to do. They have more articulation than G1. which is good. The transformations are more complex. They hold together better than G1 because they're not freaking loose and made out of die-cast parts and whatnot. So, yeah, if you want them, you can get them. I just wish they did a lot of things differently. So, that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click on them.